Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna. Please let me know if you can
Hare Krishna,
hear me.
Prabhuji. We can hear you.
Yeah, quality is also good because I see internet is not that fast today.
So far, it is okay. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Okay, if you say so. Yeah.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna. Let me know if you can see the screen as well now.
It is still in the sharing process.
I think today internet is quite slow.
Now, yes.
Okay. So you're able to see the screen now?
Yes, Prabhuji.
Okay, it's better also. Yeah, would someone want to read today the first 8 verses? We have a hard deadline that we'll close the call by 8:15. So let's begin. Maybe Komal Prabhu or Suryatej Prabhu. I think Suryatej Prabhu already read, no? So Komal Prabhu can say 3 times Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya and read till verse number 3.
Yes, Prabhuji.
Till 8.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Namaha. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Namaha. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Namaha. Chapter 26. Fundamental Principles of Material Nature. Text 1. The personality of Godhead, Kapila continued, My dear mother, now I shall describe unto you the different categories of the absolute truth, knowing which way any person can be released from the influence of the modes of material nature. Text 2. Knowledge is the ultimate perfection of self-realization. I shall explain that knowledge unto you by which the knots of attachment to the material world are cut. Text 3. The Supreme Personality of Godhead is the Supreme Soul, and he has no beginning. He is transcendental to the material modes of nature and beyond the existence of this material world. He is perceivable everywhere because he is self-effulgent, and by his self-effulgent luster, the entire creation is maintained. Text 4. As his pastime, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, the greatest of the great, accepted by the subtle material energy, which is invested with three material modes of nature and which is related to the Vishnu. Divided into varieties, text 5, sorry. Divided into varieties by her threefold modes, material nature creates the forms of the living entities, and the living entities seeing this are illusioned by the knowledge covering feature of the illusion energy. Text 6. Because of his forgetfulness, the transcendental living entity accepts the influence of material energy as his field of activities, and thus actuated, he wrongly applies the activities to himself. Text 7. Material consciousness is the cause of one's conditional life, in which conditions are enforced upon the living entity by the material energy. Although the spirit soul does not do anything and is transcendental to such activities, he is thus affected by the conditional life. Text 8. The cause of the conditioned soul's material body and senses, and the senses presiding deities, the demigods, is the material nature. This is understood by learned men. The feelings of happiness and distress of the soul, who is transcendental by the nature, are caused by the spirit soul himself. Thank you. Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna, Komal Prabhu. Thank you so much. How did you find reading?
Yeah, very nice, Prabhuji. Yeah, in the early morning. Yeah.
Nice
Very
opening.
nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Is Tirumala Mataji there or?
She's sleeping, Prabhuji. Yeah.
Okay. Fine. Yeah, it was very nice. Let's go through this for next few minutes and understand this. ओम ज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाखया चक्षुरुन्मीलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूपकथः मह्यं ददति स्वपदान्तिकं वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरु श्रीयुतापदकमलान् श्रीगुरु वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातां सहगणरघुनाथान्वितां तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधा कृष्णपादान् सहगणललिता श्रीविशाखान्वितांश्च नमो विष्णुपादाय कृष्णप्रस्थाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्तस्वामिनिति नाम्ने नमस्ते सारस्वतीदेवे गौरवाणी प्रचारणे निर्विशेषशून्यवादी पाश्चात्यदेशतारणे वञ्चाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपासिन्धुभ्येव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। नारायण नमस्कृत्यं नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयमुदीरयेत् नष्टप्रायेषु अभद्रेषु नित्यं भागवत सेवया भगवति उत्तमश्लोके भक्तिर्भवति नैस्तिकी। कृष्णाय वासुदेवाय देवकीनन्दनाय च नन्दगोपकुमाराय गोविन्दाय नमो नमः। Yeah. So here we understand, Kapila Muni is further elaborating to his mother, who is very eager to cut all the knots of the suffering of this world. Who doesn't want? Yeah, every one of us want to get rid of all kinds of conditions. Yeah, because we as a living entity are always free spirits. These verses that Komal Prabhu read, yeah, is very, very scientific, yeah, and very analytical. Let's see how to see this from a devotional touch when we give what it really means for us, because we are not this material body that we usually connect ourselves to. It is something like plugging a wire to a sand pod, yeah, where there is no electricity. But we think that, okay, it looks also a big source of power station, so we try to connect it, but no power comes because, yeah, it is only a mesh of illusion due to which we cannot identify reality. So here Devahuti, Mother Devahuti, she is asking Kapila to help us to cross over this suffering of material existence, because she had a very successful husband who had perfected his life, and he took blessings of the Lord and entered into sannyas ashram. Yeah, and he attained perfection, and being blessed by such a great son, who is the Lord himself, Devahuti doesn't want to miss this train. We also are sometimes very casual to take a train, thinking that there will be one more train coming. There is no hurry to. There is okay if I miss this train. That's okay. Yeah, but what is the cost of missing such a train is very expensive. And are we ready to pay? And what is the payment? It is our painful years, lives, lifetimes of suffering. Yeah, this is what is the summary of these verses that Komal Prabhu read. So here Kapila Muni is saying, my dear mother, now I shall describe unto you the different categories of absolute truth. Truth means, what is the truth means Satya. And here we are talking absolute truth. What is this absolute truth? Here we see this absolute truth. We are talking of Tattva. Tattvanam. Tattva means nature. Tattva also means truth. And that truth which is absolute. Tattvataha. Yeah. Yeah. So if one understands that nature, which is absolute truth, then one is successful. Yeah. This is what um, here Kapila Muni is telling to his mother. And then we see here that in the purport, Prabhupada explains, yeah, that there are different energies. As stated, absolute truth only through the devotional service, bhaktyam mam abhijanati. So even if we read this wonderful chapter with 72 verses and understand analytically how this creation is, who are we, and what is our purpose, we will still not understand unless we really have the ears of a devotee. When we have bhakti, which means itself to understand not in a challenging way but in a submissive way, bhakti. Yeah? And bhaktya mam abhijanati. So the Lord also says that I am to be understood only through bhakti. So only a devotee can understand me. Whatever other sources, whatever other means, as if we are in a challenging mood, if we are in a doubting mood, if we are in um, what do you call, uh, cataracted mode, where we cannot see things as it is, yeah, illusioned, yeah, then we cannot appreciate this chapter very well. So we have to be open minded to appreciate what Lord himself is telling. It's not spoken by some researcher who wants to prove himself to the world who he is, and in that spirit here challenging in a passion mode. This is also we will understand what is the position of the Lord, how he is influenced or not influenced. Yeah, this is what we discuss. So his expansions, yeah, so here is to understand Krishna means to understand Krishna in his personal form. This is what, with his internal energy, his external energy, which is Maya, his expansions and incarnations. So to know Lord means to know all these things. And there are many diverse departments of knowledge in understanding Krishna. And Sankhya philosophy is explaining for mainly for conditioned people who are in this material world, because we at least to know where we are, how we are, what we are, why we are, so many question marks are there, and we cannot simply say okay, I don't care, because what is so great to know about me, what is so great to know about God, what is so great to know about everything, If we are in that spirit, then what will happen is we just are losing or missing this opportunity to take the train in this life. Preliminary studies of devotional service have already been explained. Now the analytical study, preliminary, in the previous chapters, it was given about, okay, devotional life is that this. Now analytically to understand, of course, this we have already discussed in the second canto. Also, it came in the first canto. Now again, through the direct words of the Supreme Lord Kapila Muni, we are hearing this, what it means. Yeah? The same assertion is confirmed, tato mam tatvato gnatva. By understanding the Lord according to various categories, one can become eligible to enter into the kingdom of God. So that is what we want to understand, and that is what is true Sankhya philosophy. And with that, what happens? One can become free from the modes of material nature. The goal that we, or the desire that we have to be free from material, any kind of limitations. Who wants to have pains? No one of us want to have pains. uh, who wants to go through diseases? No one of us want to go through disease. Who wants to go through old age? No one. Who wants to get old? No. All these things we don't want, but we are in a condition. And if we really think, is there a way out for it? Yes. And what is the way out? That is what Kapila Muni is speaking to Devahuti. Yeah. As long as one has even a slight desire to enjoy or lord it over the material nature, there is no chance of his being freed from the influence of material nature. So this means we want to enjoy, but we are trying to enjoy in a wrong place. And exactly that is the reason why we are suffering. It is just like um, we want to, yeah, what is it called? Yeah, if someone gets into a Pizza Hut and takes a all-inclusive package, yeah, thinking that, okay, now I can eat anything and everything. Yeah, there is a price for it. It's not that only eating, yeah, but then it can lead to his health complications. So in that way, we think that we are enjoying. We think, yes, whatever I desired, I'm really getting enjoyment. Yes, I want to smoke. I can get now license. Now I'm 18 years old. I'm 21 years. Now I can start smoking. Yes, I can drink alcohol. And in that way, we now think that, yes, now we are enjoying. But every such enjoyment has a cost. And that is what one has to pay. And that is what is called suffering. So, which means that is not true happiness, because that happiness is coming at a cost of pain. Yeah. So, there is no chance of being freed from influence of nature's material modes. Yeah, that's why what is happening, this desire to enjoy is increasing and increasing and increasing, and he is running from, initially he may be having good habits, slowly because he sees others are enjoying, so he will also have the desire to enjoy. And because that desires are very harmful desires, yeah, because ultimately what enjoyment can we get here? We think that this is enjoyment, and in that spirit we keep enjoying, and we end up in what? Frustration, because there is no limit of what we want, what this material nature cannot give. This material nature cannot give, and we want a lot and lot, and because of this frustration, we end up in mode of ignorance, because we think, yeah, I have tried everything. Come on, now I won't try anything because I know there is nothing. So then he goes more into mode of ignorance because he's tired of working hard now, and in that way he is going from a very good person, from a mode of goodness, to mode of passion, to mode of ignorance, and uh, then in that way he is going into circles, because then he enters into different bodies. This is what Kapila Muni is explaining very systematically in Sankhya philosophy. Yeah. So this knowledge is ultimate perfection of self-realization. So this Sankhya philosophy is ultimately a door opener for our desire to enjoy freely, without any restriction, without any suffering, without any what do you call, byproduct of pain or suffering. I shall explain that knowledge unto you, by which the knots of attachment to the material world are cut. So whatever in the previous verse that this material world is the cause of suffering, and now Kapila Muni is elaborating how to get rid of such bondage. Yeah, because we want freedom. Yeah, what is that right of freedom or freedom of right? I don't know. Right of freedom. Yeah. So here, it is said that by proper understanding of pure soul, this means first let's understand who we are. Because when we understand who we are, then we can understand what is the purpose of our existence here. Is it really that we wanted to be here, or is it by chance we are here? Huh? Or is it only that, okay, we are pushed here by force? And after that, is there a way out, or is it like, okay, it's a deep pit and there is no way out? We have to rot here? No. This all knowledge is already in Vedas, but because we didn't study Vedas from beginning, from our childhood, we lost that precious time in our life where we could have already been now in a position to practice them nicely. Knowledge leads one to attain the ultimate perfection of life and to see oneself as he is. So, to the knowledge that what we have read is about how to see the world, how to solve the problems, how we can enjoy, but we didn't know that how are who are we and what is our real enjoyment. So in that way, what is happening is we have made so many things, and this became like a spider cob, yeah, or spider web, where a web is there, and we somehow ended up there, and now we are trying to come out of this net, and in coming out of this net, we are doing so many things, and we are getting more attached. So how to get relief is mentioned here. It is said in Svetasvatar Upanishad that it is tam eva viditvati mrityum eti. Simply by understanding one's spiritual position, not even doing much. Yeah, we just have to understand what is our spiritual position, or by seeing oneself as he is, with no confusion, with clear clarity to know who I am. One can be freed from material entanglement. And in Bhagavatam, it is also confirmed, Purushasya Atma Darshanam, that one has to see oneself and know what he is. And Kapila explains, Kapila Muni explains here that this seeing can be done by hearing from pure authoritative source. So what does this what does this mean? It means that we can't simply see things and understand everything, yeah, because there is so high risk of we failing by seeing and understanding things, because we may see that from very far. If a person is bending under a tree, and from far we may think that, okay, he is maybe collecting the fruits or flowers or leaves or whatever, or yeah, or maybe he is searching a key, or maybe he is searching a stone, we don't know, but we are thinking that he is doing something. But when the same thing, if an authoritative person is whispering into his ears or telling to him that, that person, he lost his key and he's searching, then the knowledge is complete. We don't have to really speculate so many things just by seeing, because anything is possible, and when anything is possible, there is always a higher chance of 1 is to whatever unlimited number of possibilities. So the probability of we successful is very, very less. But when we hear to authoritative source, then there is 100% success. And this is what here it's happening, that Devahuti, yeah, she is asking Kapila Muni to speak, and Kapila Muni is explaining to his mother that one has to see, and by this seeing process one can be free from the suffering, not by speculation, not by guesswork, not by trial and error, not by any invented ways of seeing things. Hmm? Yeah, Lord Chaitanya explained to Sanatana Goswami the real constitutional position of the individual. What is that? We need to understand who are we, and Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said it is Jivera Swarupahaya Krishnera Nityadas. Every individual soul is eternally a servitor. It is a shock. It is a shock for us because we were thinking that we are the masters, at least to some level. I want to be the head of something, I want to be the manager of something, I want to be the director of something, I want to be that head of something. We always want to be leader, we want to be manager, we want to be director, where we think we have power to control. But actual, our real identity is that we are servants. We are servant. There is no other question because there is only two things. There is a master and servant. But master position is already reserved. Yeah, the Lord is the master because he is the supreme controller, he is the supreme enjoyer, he is the supreme proprietor. So in that way, he has made everything. So obviously, naturally, he is the master. And what is the other role left? What are other vacancies left? It is servant. But this servant, what we are thinking, and this servant, what it is mentioned here, yeah, we should really understand what is the real servant. Servant doesn't mean that he is forced to suffer by repaying his debts or earning some money for his existence. No. Servant means a person who is offering himself for the pleasure of the Lord, which itself is his own pleasure. When the master is happy, if a servant is genuinely happy, then he is a true servant. It is not that when the master is happy, when the servant is suffering, then he is envious of the master because he also want to become a master. So we see in the society so many servants who don't like to be, and that's why they are not real servants. They are forced servants. They don't have a choice. That's why they are becoming servants. Otherwise, they want to be masters. Why? Because they want to enjoy. But the true happiness, when we understand it is for the servants, then we understand, oh, the servants enjoy. How do they enjoy? By seeing the happiness of the master. That gives them happy. Then they are happy. So they are true servants. When one is fixed in the understanding that he is the part and parcel of the Supreme Soul and that his eternal position is to serve in association of the Supreme Lord, he becomes self-realized. This position of rightly understanding oneself cuts the knot of material attraction. So when we understand our true position, what is that? We are eternal servants of the Lord. Then whatever the web in which we are caught, that gets freed up. Hridaya Grandhi. Grandhi is the kind of barrier, yeah, or a dirt, or um, which cannot make us see things clearly. Hridaya Grandhi, yeah, Bhedanam, the knot, yeah, is cut due to false ego or false identification of oneself with the body and the material nature. One is entrapped by Maya. But as soon as one understands that he is qualitatively the same substance as the Supreme Lord, because he belongs to the same category of Supreme Spirit Soul, and that his perpetual position is to serve, one attains Atma Darshanam and Hridaya Grandhi Bhedanam, self realization. All of us want self realization. But what is the way? It's not through any other way but to take up to bhakti by understanding the knowledge. Atma Darshanam means to see oneself by the knowledge. Therefore, when one is freed from the false ego by the cultivation of real knowledge, he sees himself. And that is the ultimate necessity of human life. Yeah. So this is what we see here. Mm. And so that gives us the benefits of hearing to this katha. What is that? Whatever Kapila Muni is speaking to Devahuti, what is the benefit? To understand who we are and to achieve our ultimate goal. Whatever we are now still thinking, the goal is still the same, but the place where we are checking is different, and the way how we are looking for it is different. It is something like hitting a hammer um, uh, to screw to remove a screw. Yeah, yeah, we may pull it. Yeah, we may hammer it in different ways and hoping that it will happen. But the cleanest and best way is to use a screwdriver. So the Supreme Personality of Godhead is a super soul, and He has no beginning. He is transcendental to the material modes of nature beyond existence of this material world. So here we see that um, yeah, um, consciousness is very nicely explained here. Mm. Anadir Adir. So here we see that in Brahma Samhita there is this Ishvara Parama Krishna. Yeah. So the Lord is supreme controller. He is without beginning. He is beginning of everyone. This definition is found in all Vedic literature and also it is mentioned here. He has no beginning. Yeah. And what? He is transcendental to the material modes of nature. Here we see Nirguna. Nirguna. He is Purusha, means the supreme personality of Godhead who is supreme enjoyer, and Prakrit Dhama, perceivable everywhere. So he is everywhere, and then here we see Swayam Jyoti. Yeah, this is also explained here in the purport. Brahman means great. His greatness is perceived everywhere. And what is that greatness? What is that greatness? Is consciousness. Uh, what is that greatness? It's called super consciousness here. Yeah, we individuals are conscious about what is happening in our body. Yeah, what if we have a toothache, if we have a leg problem, or yeah, so we have a consciousness through which we know that there is some pain in our, yeah, or pleasure. All these experiences that we have, it is due to a consciousness we have. But I do not know the pain that Komal Prabhu you are going through. I don't know the pain that yeah, Radhika Mataji you are going through. Yeah, but the Lord can. That's why it's called supreme super consciousness. Yeah, or the Lord has a consciousness beyond one living entity. He has, just like the example given here is small light and sunlight. The sunlight is perceived everywhere, even within the room or in the sky. But the same light is experienced within a specific limit. The difference is light is there, sunlight is there, and room light is there. Room light can only fill the light within that room. Sunlight is pervading everywhere. Similarly, our consciousness is perceived within the limit of our particular body, but the super consciousness or the existence of God is perceived everywhere. Huh? He is present everywhere by his energy. This is one of the key aspects in this verse, and then there is about existence of consciousness. Further, everywhere is not temporary. Yeah, it is without beginning, and because it is without beginning, it is also without end. So this consciousness, what we are talking, this consciousness is unlimited. It has no uh, start and end. Huh? So whatever, I mean, the Prabhupada is explaining about atheistic mentality where they say that there should be some beginning, Big Bang, and like these things, right? So there is nothing like that. Huh? The Vedanta Sutras are saying Janmadi Yasya. This entire material exhibition, its creation, its growth, its maintenance, and its dissolution is an emanation from the Supreme Person. If at all the science want to know what is the origin is the Supreme Lord. In Bhagavad Gita also Lord says, I am the beginning, the source of the birth of everyone. The Lord described is here, he is not a temporary person, nor does he has a beginning. He is without a cause, he is the cause of all causes. And then we see that there is a creative energy, and then this is yeah, we talk about this part. It is explained here, Swayam Jyoti. He is light himself. Because we also have this, yeah, so many systems, belief systems that Lord is light, Lord is energy. Yeah. So here we see that Lord, yes, He is light, but not His only light. He is everything. We have experience in the material world of one's lights being a reflection of another. Even if you see signs, just as moonlight is a reflection of the sunlight is also a reflection of Brahma Jyoti. Similarly, this Brahma Jyoti, which is spiritual effulgence, is a reflection of the body of the Supreme Lord. Whatever that is coming from the Supreme Lord, yeah, from the spiritual world, that is what is Brahma Jyoti. The Brahma Jyoti, this confirmed in Brahma Samhita, Yasya Prabha Prabhavata. the Brahma Jyoti or the Brahma effulgence is due to his bodily luster. So just like whatever we see the glow. We see, hey, you have a great glow today. You are very happy. So this glow, whatever we see, it is actually not the body. It is a layer coming further from the person, which is also connected to him. So this is Brahma Jyoti. His light is distributed in different ways, and Brahma Jyoti as sunlight and as moonlight. This is what is confirmed. So the term Swayam Jyoti indicates that there is no tinge of anything matter, material or anything, any material reaction. There is, this is what the supreme light. I mean, there is a very nice example to strengthen our understanding. Uh, we have experienced that sun is situated in one place, but the sunlight is diffused all around for millions and millions of miles. That is our practical experience. Similarly, although the supreme light is situated in his personal abode, Vaikuntha or Vrindavan, his light is diffused not only in the spiritual world but beyond that. Goloka eva nivasati aklatma bhuta. The Lord, though he is present in where? In Goloka, but in spite of being so far, his energy is so pervading that from that it comes to the Brahma Jyoti and it's reflected on sun, it's reflected on moon, and all this light we are experiencing. The source of all this light is the Lord in the spiritual world. I don't know how much far I'll go. Let's see. Yeah, so from here we see that this Purusha interacts with the Prakriti. This is what here we see as his pastimes, the greatest of the great, accepted, uh, um, accepted the subtle material energy which is invested with three material modes of nature and which is uh, related with Vishnu. And in the purport we see. We see that this energy, whatever we are talking, where is the source of all this? This is coming from this energy. Is the Gunamai. It's mentioned about. Here we have. The energy emanated from the personality of God are in two ways. As an emanation from the Supreme Lord and as a covering of Lord's face. There are two energies. One is the glow itself, that also is very powerful, but the source of this glow, who is the Lord himself. There are two kinds of energies. This is what. All of a sudden there may be a big, the example given here is about a cloud and sun or a sky. So it is said, the example of cloud is very nicely given. All of a sudden there may appear a big cloud in the sky. This cloud is perceived in two ways. To the sun, the cloud is a creation of its energy. We know that, right? Because these clouds are because the evaporation of water and then they are forming into a cloud. So, and that is because of the sunlight, sun heat. But to ordinary common man in the conditioned state, it is a covering to the eyes. Why? The cloud is covering the sky. Because of the cloud, the sun cannot be seen. It is not that sun is actually covered by the cloud. Only the vision of ordinary being is covered. Similarly, although Maya cannot cover the Supreme Lord, Maya cannot do it, who is beyond, but because we are covered, so we start seeing that also as covered. Those conditioned souls who are covered are individual living entities, and he from whose energy Maya is created is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. And then here there is also other examples like a darkness can cover a jurisdiction which is very insignificant to comparison of sun. And maybe darkness can cover a small cave but not the open sky. Similarly, the covering capacity of material energy is limited and cannot act on the Supreme Personality of Godhead, who is therefore called Vibhu. Vibhu means who is unlimited. When how can an unlimited can be covered? It's not possible. Those who are covered by the material energy are called conditioned souls. And the Lord is not conditional. He is Purna Purushottam, means he is the complete personality who is free. The Lord accepts the material energy for his material pastimes in creation, maintenance, resolution, but the conditioned soul is covered. He cannot understand that beyond this material energy there is a supreme personality of Godhead, who is the cause of all causes. Just as a less intelligent person cannot understand that beyond the covering of the clouds there is bright sunlight. I'll stop after this, because there is very nice point in this, that a question can be left to our thought and then we move on. Here it is said that divided into varieties by her threefold modes, material nature creates the forms of living entities, and the living entities, seeing this, are illusioned by the knowledge covering feature of illusory energy. Just like, we understood that there is a covering, and when everything is covered, when we want to see through those covering, we cannot see and appreciate things as they are. Then this is what is mentioned here. The question may come, why should we are in this position? Why are we first of all, why such a creation is required? Why should a world be created where we are covered? This world was created, where is that? This world was created through the material energy of the Lord for the so-called enjoyment of such living entities. Whoever wanted to enjoy like that way or whatever way, so Lord has created. Why this material was created? Material world was created for the suffering of conditioned souls. If it is for suffering, why it is to be created? Why is that world? Because when we are saying everything is suffering here, then why should that be created? Because it said, it is because Leelaya, which means for the pastimes of the Lord. Why even Lord is appearing? Okay, one thing is, okay, one can simply create the world and leave it, let the people rot because they wanted to rot. But why? Why? Because the Lord wants to rectify the enjoying temperament of the conditioned souls. So the Lord is so merciful that he is also coming to this Joparbatti and all this kind of slum and uncultured, unethical, immoral world or place where we are. Why? Not because he can also enjoy. It's not that, okay, now he is also here, he will join our party club and then enjoy. No, he is coming for what purpose? To wake up, to wake us up and say, hey, you are stuck here, and in that way you will be stuck for many lifetimes unless you take up to this knowledge. The Lord wants to rectify the enjoying temperament of the conditioned souls. So that is the purpose the Lord is appearing, taking all pastimes, and so that we learn a lesson through his teachings and acquire this knowledge and get out of this suffering forever. Okay, I'll stop here. This purport also has other points. Maybe everyone is invited to read through this, and then we'll continue next session. Yeah, sorry, because I have a session in few minutes. I think others also who have this Bhakta course will start, so we'll stop here. Are there any questions? Komal Prabhu, you got it?
Yes, Prabhuji. Got it, Prabhuji.
Yeah. If there are any questions, drop in the group and then we'll take it from there. Yeah. I'll not hold up others for long. Vancha kalpatarabhyascha kripa sindhubhyev cha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namaha. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Canto Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam ki jai. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Krishna Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna.
So we have another session after this.